Join us on the journey this week as we make it a mission to dive into the culinary culture of North Dakota. I'm on a really fun mission, but not without a little whining from Cody first. It's gonna not
charge me for cauliflower. I should get a discount for having cauliflower in my food.
We make a promise that we'll actually keep this time.
The point of this trip is for me to prove to Angela that I'm right. For the record, I seldom know what any of these words are.
You just learn to stop asking questions.
Yeah, but that does get me in trouble with you sometimes.
And then Cody tries a few quick tips on some cleaning tricks that we had to learn the hard way.
Wipe the slide seals down real quick. These we've had since September, and they're holding up really, really well. That's my 3-stage rag system. Hopefully somebody out there is as serious about that kind of stuff as I am, and it helps you out, or maybe it just made you laugh.
But first, let's take a peek around Bismarck, North Dakota. KOA wasn't necessarily our original plan, but it has turned out to be a decent little campground. Nice site. We've talked about how we haven't used it as much this year just due to the cost, because KOAs can be a little spendier. But we have had their reward system for quite some time, and it came up for renewal, and we went ahead and renewed it. The renewal was $36. It saved us $51.80 on this week's stay. You do the math. I say the reward system pays for itself.
I will say this is a very nice park. I'm glad we decided to stay here. I think it has one of the best dog parks we've been to, that's for sure. Eris had a great time with that last night. But enough about the campground. Let's go check out Bismarck. It kind of looks like the Merkins are a criminal DUI family.
I feel like their wording was a poor choice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm the best at marketing, Lord knows, but... Well, it's that time again, and since we have a couple days here where it's not going to rain, I'm going to go ahead and do a little conditioning on these slide seals. It's important to do this from time to time because A, you want to keep them clean so they don't scratch up against the side of your slide or bring outside stuff inside. And 2, you want to put some kind of rubber conditioner on there so they don't dry out and crack and just kind of extend the life of them a little bit. I've never had to replace one of these, but I figure it's probably a pain, if not a little bit expensive. So I like to take this 303 aerospace protectant. I've used this stuff for a long time. I use it on my boat seats, dashboard on the truck, all that good stuff. So I just like to spray a little bit of this on a rag, wipe the slide seals down real quick. I'll do that on all 3 of my outside slides, and then I'll get up on the roof and do the rubber seal flap that runs on the top of the slides, and we'll be good for a little while longer.
I'm on a really fun mission. I'm gonna go and round up a few things and see you in just a little bit. I'm on a food mission today. There are a lot of iconic foods here in North Dakota, either originated here or just iconic for this area just due to the culture. There are a lot of things that we were already familiar with, you know, the potatoes, the cabbages, the goulash. I'm trying to think. But there were a few that we didn't even know how to pronounce the words, so we definitely had to try them. This KROLL'S Diner, I guess it's a chain because there's a handful of them around this Bismarck area. They were kind of like an American German restaurant, so they had a lot of this stuff where I could just get it all in one place. So that's where we're starting, just in time for Cody's lunch. I wasn't successful in everything, but I'm not giving up on the week. Even still, in the moment, we have, I'm gonna have to reference my notes here. I'll put it down here for the spelling.
I see French fries.
This is a French fry.
Perfect. I knew I'd like whatever you brought me.
This is what they call a hot beef sandwich.
That's usually what they call me.
Oh, okay. So it's slabs of roast beef, and then you either pour or dip in brown gravy. So
it's health food.
All of this is very, very healthy. Yes.
Tell you what, I'm gonna break the trend, and I'm gonna dip a French fry in brown gravy.
Ooh.
I know that's good. Does everything have gravy on it?
Not the dessert.
I love living on the road full time, but it's making me fat. I see a health challenge coming in the future.
Let's see.
You're making me fat.
Yes, I'm making me fat too. We're not gonna talk about that right now. All right, this is a flesh kikla. I'm trying it. I'll put it here.
Flesh kikla.
flesh kikla. It's a
Do we
meat.
normally like to eat things with flesh in the name?
It's meat.
Ooh.
It's like a meat pastry kind of.
It's like a little pizza.
But it's a solid piece of meat.
Do I dip?
Oh.
Now, do I dip that in gravy too?
I suppose you can. That's pretty tasty. All right, moving on. Oh, we need to try our hot beef. Sorry if we're smacking here.
It's pretty good.
That's 2 for 2. I really like this little pastry thing though. Okay, the next thing, let me reference, is a soup. If you want to pop that off for me. It is called Nefla. Pretty sure that's it. I kind of struggled with this one. Nefla. It's a dumpling and potato soup.
You gonna feed me? We're gonna do the airplane?
Yeah. Well, it's flavorful.
It's good. I'm trying to figure out what it reminds me of. It's almost like chicken and dumplings, but it has more garlic to it than chicken and dumplings.
The sauce itself is very flavorful.
Yeah, I like it.
Almost like a cheese sauce. Is that a cheese sauce? I don't think it's a cheese sauce. And then, last but not least, is a kuchen, which is a...
She probably didn't say that right. She's making up words.
It's a general term for cake, but the traditional kuchen is generally made with custard and some kind of fruit. This is a mixed berry fruit. They had strawberry mixed, and she told me that she liked the mixed berry, so that's what I got. Well, I could eat about 6 more of those. Wow.
Yeah, I could eat a whole one of those.
Wow. Oh,
So,
that's good.
Given our caloric intake lately,
There's no vegetables
I
here.
told Angela when she went out, I said, just get one of each thing instead of getting 2 of each thing like we usually do, and we both end up super full and uncomfortable all afternoon. And let's just share and try. So I still think there's too much food, but I'm really not complaining because all this stuff's good.
This was a hit. 4 for 4 for sure. Everything is delicious. Let us know if you are familiar with them. Please don't tell me if I butchered it. I can't fix it.
No, let us know if we said it wrong. We need to know. No, this is delicious. This is awesome. Thank you.
Let us know if you have any experience with any of these. This was new. We love this
And if you
kind of stuff.
don't have experience with it, try this stuff. Other than doing it every other day like we've been doing here lately, and we're going to get better. That is part of the fun of going to new and different places, is trying that local cuisine, like I've said before. And
it's one of our favorite things, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, trying the local favorites and stuff is good too, but I always like to do a little research before we enter into a state that I'm not really familiar with, learn a little bit about what kind of crops do they produce, what kind of industry do they have. It just kind of helps you immerse yourself a little bit. You notice things a little bit. You notice the factories and the farms and
things that kind of make sense.
Let us know what you think. We're gonna dig in. Charlie, I saw Eris bullying you at the dog bowl again today. You can't let her keep doing that. You gotta man up a little bit. You gotta just butt on in there and eat your food. I know, you did better today. Did you come up here for your massage? You live a pretty rough life, Chucky.
It's definitely spring because we have been killing some bugs going down the highway. When we got here, the whole front cap was just peppered. You really couldn't see that any of this stuff was white, and that's just after a few trips. If you get the wash and wax all kit with the pole, they usually come with one of these bug scrubbers that just snaps on right here, and you can get the rig damp with a little bit of wash and wax all or whatever kind of spray wax or cleaner you like, and the bugs will come right off with this stuff. And if you want to make it really easy, go out in the morning after you've had a heavy dew, or maybe after you've had a little bit of rain. All that stuff kind of gets softened up overnight when the dew sets on it, and it makes it a lot easier to come off in the morning. So hopefully that helps you guys get all the little creepy, crawly, dead things and bug corpses off the front of your trailer. I really, really loved this wash and wax all pole. I don't think it matters what pole you use. I got this in a kit at the Grand Design Rally, but really any painter's pole would do. But if you get the kit, you get the pole and you get the head and you get some mop pads, you get some cleaner and stuff like that. I need to do the whole camper, but I can go from the ground all the way up with it, and even a little bit farther. So maybe if you had something, you can't be much taller than that and go down the highway, but this thing goes way up. These things are kind of expensive. You're really better off to get the whole kit, I think. We had a couple of people reach out and ask where we got the poles, where we got the mop head. It's the best bang for your buck just to get the entire kit. You're going to get stuff you already need. You're going to get some cleaning rags. You're going to get these pads and the head and the pole and all that good stuff. But if you already have the head, or maybe you broke the pole, any old painter's pole from a hardware store is going to work just fine. Just make sure to take really good care of these pads, because a new pack of pads, and I think there's either 2 or 4 in there, is 50 bucks. I just bought some just to have some extras, but these we've had since September, and they're holding up really, really well. You just want to make sure you look through them and make sure you don't have any like pine needles or bugs or anything, because whatever you take against the surface could scratch. The folks at Wash and Wax All did recommend not to wash these with your clothes, that you definitely don't ever want to dry them in the dryer, because it'll make this microfiber kind of get hard and brittle and it can cause scratches. So I just hand wash these. It's kind of a pain, but like I said, these are from September and they're still looking really, really good. They gave me 4 of the heads for the mop, which was really nice. They gave me a mitt. I don't know when I'll ever use it, but I'm sure I will at some point. And then they gave me a pack of their rags. Aero Cosmetics sells the best microfiber rag, but they're really not cheap or cost effective in any way. So I've been picking up these cheap ones from USA Nooks on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description, because you can get a bunch of rags for next to nothing. And until you unpack them, at least they come like that, so they're really easy to store. But we always have our stage 1 rags, which are brand new microfibers that have never been used. We have stage 2 rags that are good microfibers that aren't too dirty. They don't have any burrs or sticks or leaves or anything in them, because you guys know if you drop these on the ground one time, they're done. They can't touch paint anymore. They get little rocks and sticks and all kinds of stuff in them. So we got stage 2 rags that are for cleaning, not finished cleaning, just for cleaning. And then over in the red bucket on the other side, we got the stage 3 rags that get used for things like grease and cleaning my wheels and Well, we use them for napkins in the car. You guys know that by now, so that's my 3-stage rag system. Hopefully somebody out there is as serious about that kind of stuff as I am, and it helps you out, or maybe it just made you laugh.
There are 2 more iconic foods in North Dakota that I've been hunting and failing and failing.
I don't know, you did pretty good the other day with what you got.
It was good. There's 2 things. A cheese button, which is a type of pastry with cheese in it, and I think a lot of times it's used with cottage cheese mixed with some other stuff, and it has like a different sauce to it. I don't know, there's a whole thing. Cheese buttons. So I found a second place that has this item. Their phone was disconnected, but it shows that they're open.
They're closed. You tried to put in an order online and it said we're not taking orders right now. They're closed. I mean, we're basically, the point of this trip is for me to prove to Angela that I'm right. And that if their online ordering's down and their phone number's disconnected, probably out of business, but
you can't have no in your heart.
It's cold, it's kind of rainy, so there's not much else to do, so we're just gonna take a wild swing at it.
We're going for a nice drive. They also have lefse cake. Lefse, we became familiar with when we lived in Minnesota. I want to say it has Norwegian origins, and it's basically a riced potato based dough, and they season it with, you know, sugar and butter and I guess whatever you want to put on it. I don't really know anything about it. I just know that it's cooked on like a certain kind of griddle, and they use certain tools to make it, and it's a process. When we lived in Minnesota, that was always a big holiday tradition. I even had a few people offer to bring me some, because the only thing I know about lefse is, oh, lefse is so good. That's literally the only information I got about it.
What's the name of this place?
That's it, Huckleberry House. I mean, this is questionable, but I think the parking lot is, oh, it says we are open. We are open. We don't answer the phone.
We don't answer the phone, and our website's down. But
and half our parking lot's gone, but we are open. This is looking good.
Oh, we'll see if we get lucky.
Success. We did it. They're open. This is actually a beautiful little place. If we were coming to sit down. Full disclosure, we ate before we came. We ate real food with nutrients before we did this, because the thought process is maybe we taste it and put it in the fridge for tomorrow and not pig out.
I don't know, that cake looks pretty good. We could just as easily eat all of that tonight.
It really does. I'm really not sure what to expect on either one of these. That's the lefse cake.
Whoa.
I'm not sure what that means.
That looks delicious.
Lefse is a whole different thing, but
we're about to find out.
But it has lefse in it, so there you go.
I don't know what any of those words mean.
All right, I'm gonna spill this. So I'm gonna put them safely in the car and get home.
For the record, I seldom know what any of these words are when we go out on food adventures. But Angie's pretty good at food surprises. So hopefully you didn't fail me.
You just learned to stop asking questions.
Yeah, but that does get me in trouble with you sometimes. All right, let's go find a spot to eat this.
All right, let me say, we've said that our out of control eating habits and caloric intake is coming to a halt, and we've said it and we've said it and then we said it.
It was supposed to come to a halt like a month ago.
It's coming to a stop.
That's one thing, I've said it before, it is a challenge when you go to all these great places and you want to fully immerse yourself in the culture. Those cheese buttons look so good.
And we normally don't eat out very often. We really don't.
Generally, like, unless it's something like this that we want to go try something new, or it's, you know, an event or whatever. Not that we don't eat out, we like to eat out, but we're doing it too much and it's getting expensive. And
it's...
Here's where my weight was last year. and here's where it is this year, and here's where it's going to be if we keep on keeping on. We're slowing this down. I'm not saying we're stopping, we're just slowing it down. While this looks delicious, this was $32 before the tip. So it's gonna have to like knock my socks off.
It's gonna knock your socks off here. I already
And so there's
broke
some,
one for you.
I don't think that's
cauliflower. Right
yeah,
here.
I don't want the cauliflower.
It's gonna knock your
Charge
socks
me
off.
for cauliflower. I should get a discount for having cauliflower in my food.
It was a fancy place.
Aw.
All right, Angela. He always makes fun of me because I'll be cooking and I'll be like, ah, and he just
She can't
laughs.
walk across the floor without spilling something. I never do that. So if you take away the cauliflower, it's like
You didn't eat any cauliflower.
it's like a cheese curd with cheese sauce on it, kind of. It's good. Ain't $31 good.
But it's not that kind of cheese. It's a different kind of cheese. It's cottage cheese.
It almost tastes like a fried grilled cheese sandwich in a bite.
With sauce over it. The Neflo was the potato dumpling soup. And it
Oh.
tastes like the same kind of sauce. I don't know that for sure. But they call this, cheese buttons are also called KASE Nefla. I don't know how that's actually pronounced, but.
It's good. It's not $31 good.
It is
I'm
good.
ready to give that a shot.
We weren't supposed to eat all of it. It is good.
I didn't realize half of it was going to be cauliflower.
Quit your whining.
We didn't film it, but today at dinner, she snuck green stuff in my food again.
We needed it.
Oh no, that's worth $31.
Is that peanut butter? What the what? What is going on in here? It's like a...
Caramel all over the top. I don't know how to explain this.
I don't know what's going on with this, but it's almost like a banana Foster mixed with lefse, mixed with
Well, Bananas Foster's on fire when you
peanut
get it though, right?
butter. You want me to set it on fire?
No, I'm just saying I don't think it's a Banana Foster because they set Bananas Foster on fire.
I just mean the caramel and the bananas. So that's lefse. This layer is lefse. It's a riced potato dough.
And when you say it
Well-
like that, it sounds awful, but trust me, it's delicious.
Well, what they did with it here is delicious. Man, that's good.
That's really good. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with that too. I'm just not impressed with the price.
Well, that was twice the price of this.
Oh, okay.
Almost just got that.
I'm glad you did.
Man, me too. No regrets today. But this is it. We're done.
We'll regret it tomorrow.
All right, that's enough of you guys having to watch us eat.
I think that's about enough for tonight. We got some rain coming in. It's really cool today. It's been super nice, but it's like in the 50s and 80% humidity. It's really damp and cold. So we're gonna finish this up. We're gonna go inside and sit in front of the heater.
In our sweatpants. But don't tell anyone. I think
Son. Parks we've been to, that's for sure. Aerosea. I think it has one of the best dog parks we've. I think it's a.
there are two more North Dakotan foods. Is that how you say it? North Dakotan?
Yep, I think it's about enough for tonight. We got some rain coming.
That's stupid good. Okay.
We've ate so much weird stuff with weird names. When you say the kuchen, you're gonna have to like show me a picture of it so I remember what it was. Then I'll go, oh yeah, I really like that.
We're getting stared at.
We are getting stared at by every other camper that walks by.
Don't mind us. We're just eating and filming. We'll see you next time as we finish up our stay in North Dakota and head to South Dakota.